Assalamualaikum. I'm Dr. Kiran Shehzadi, fourth year resident radiology, and the topic of my presentation is clinical applications and controversies of whole body MRI. Let's start with an introduction. What is a whole body MRI? MRI of either entire body or areas at risk for cancer screening and detection. It can evaluate from the vertex to the knees or feet in a single session lasting 25 to 90 minutes depending on the clinical indication. It is currently an established screening tool for children and adults at high risk of developing malignancy with the strongest supporting evidence in patients with Li-Fraumeni syndrome. In comparison with the use of PET-CT, whole body MRI does not expose the patient to ionizing radiation, providing an important benefit for children and young adults who require repeat examinations. However, it is not universally available or recommended, and it has become more available through private imaging centers for out-of-pocket fee. That is, the patient has to pay himself or herself and is not covered by insurance benefits. This is a patient who is undergoing whole body MRI scan and multiple coils are applied to the body. As multiple coils are applied, so different station images are acquired by the whole body MRI machine that are then analyzed into a composite image of whole body MR. Technique of whole body MR, it is mostly done without IV contrast. However, sometimes IV gadolinium has to be administered to increase the lesion conspicuity, particularly in patients with cancer predisposition syndrome or those with already known malignancies. There are variable protocols, those covering whole body from vertex to the involving head and torso and the torso and extremities. The protocol must include T1 weighted images, T2 weighted with stir sequences, and DWI with ADC values to help quantify disease burden and to assess treatment response. The time required to complete the examination is approximately 1 to 1.5 hours, and it can be done on 1.5 or 3 Tesla machine. It does not replace a dedicated screening breast MRI or a brain MRI in which IV gadolinium is administered. This test is interpreted by MSK and body radiologists. If indeterminate findings are detected on whole body MRI, further imaging tests and biopsy can be considered. Prior to considering whole body MRI test as a screening examination, first consider these points. It has not yet met accepted criteria for an effective screening procedure, and medical professional societies also do not endorse this test in individuals without symptoms. According to ACR, there is no recommendation for whole body MRI in patients who have no symptoms, no risk factor or a family history. According to them, it can lead to numerous non-specific findings that will not ultimately improve the patient's health, but will lead to unnecessary follow-up, testing and procedures and adding expense. The cancer detection rate in asymptomatic patients or general population is very low, and according to multiple researchers, there is approximately 1.1 to 1.8% chance of cancer detection in those patients who have no symptoms. According to AJR expert panel recommendation, there are two main indications for whole body MRI, and these are screening for malignancy in high-risk patient, that is the patient with cancer predisposition syndrome, most important of which is Li-Fraumeni syndrome, and for staging or surveillance in patients with already known malignancies, that is for staging of carcinoma in patients with multiple myeloma and those with visceral malignancies like prostate cancer and breast cancer. However, emerging data support the utility of whole body MRI in multiple malignancies such as Ewing sarcoma, liposarcoma. It is also useful in pregnant patients with occult or already newly detected malignancy. There are also certain non-oncological conditions such as chronic non-bacterial osteomyelitis, myopathies, arthropathies in which this test can be done. According to UNMC whole body screening MRI indications, a whole body MRI does not offer screening purpose in general population or average risk patient. However, it can be done in patients with cancer predisposition syndrome, particularly Li-Fraumeni syndrome, retinoblastoma gene mutation, and succinate dehydrogenase gene mutation. NCCN recommends that patients with Li-Fraumeni syndrome must have to undergo annual screening MRI to detect malignancies like breast, brain, adrenal, and multiple sarcomas. According to ACR 2017 recommendations, whole body MRI have to be done every 12 months in patients with Li-Fraumeni syndrome. However, it has to be done every 24 months from age 6 to 8 years in patients with hereditary paraganglioma pheochromocytoma syndrome. However, in patients with NF1, whole body MRI have to be done at the age of 16 to 20 years. The reporting of whole body MRI is done using the standard criteria of OncoRADS, which is oncologically relevant findings reporting and data system, and different categories are used for each abnormal finding, ranging from benign to malignant. These are some examples. This is a patient of Li-Fraumeni syndrome in which whole body MRI is done and adrenal mass is detected. This is a zoomed-in image of that image. There is an adrenal mass which on biopsy showed to be adrenocortical carcinoma. This is a patient of NF1 in which whole body MRI is done prior to debulking of left pelvic mass. This MRI is done to evaluate the anatomy and extent of tumor and to localize any other lesion. Here we can see a large mass extending from the pelvis through the thigh into the popliteal fossa. And another mediastinal neurofibroma is also detected in this patient. There's an example of another patient with NF1 in which multiple plexiform neurofibromas are identified in the cervical, thoracic, lumbar and pelvic region, and a large mass is extended into the brachial plexus. A patient with lymphoma in which cervical lymphadenopathy is detected on the right side. This is a STIR image and DWI image. And this is then confirmed on FDG PET CT, in which tracer uptake is noted. A patient with multiple myeloma, and this patient also has history of gallbladder adenocarcinoma. Whole body MRI is done, and this detects a lesion in the right humeral, in the left humeral head, which also shows diffusion restriction. This lesion demonstrates on gallbladder adenocarcinoma METs on biopsy. As it is used for TNM staging of the tumor, so this patient has breast cancer and whole body MRI is done for TNM staging. This is a spiculated mass in the right breast along with right axillary lymphadenopathy. However, we can notice the vertebral mets and the left sacral mets in these patients. So it has role in TNM staging. Again, this is a patient with RCC and whole body MRI is done for staging of the tumor, and we can detect the temporal lobe lesion along with posterior rib mets and a scapular mass along with multiple bone infarcts. This is a patient with rhabdomyosarcoma and is a 9-year-old boy. Whole body MRI is done for a screening purpose, and it showed multiple osseous mets in the bilateral femur, proximal tibia along with right apical mediastinal lesion. So the consensus opinion is that whole body MRI has a role in as a screening tool in patients with cancer predisposition syndrome, particularly in those with Li-Fraumeni syndrome. However, it is also used in staging of patients with multiple myeloma, those with already known malignancies for TNM staging. In pregnant patients with malignancy, it is used as a first-line modality. It has also role in children with non-FDG avid lymphoma, neuroblastoma, soft tissue or bone sarcoma, and LCH, Langerhans cell histiocytosis. It has explored the role for non-oncological conditions with myopathies and arthropathies. However, there are certain controversies, and these obstacles include limited availability and access to whole body MR technology, issues with incidental and false positive findings, uncertain cost effectiveness and potential billing difficulties, need for expertise to interpret whole body MRI scan, that is, MSK radiologist, neuroradiologist, and abdominal radiologist are required. There are certain usual contraindications to MRI, for example, pacemaker, claustrophobia, and the large body size. There are also difficulties in evaluation of lymph nodes, that is, either they are reactive or malignant. And similarly, there are difficulties in evaluation of post-operative changes from residual or recurrent tumor. Organ-specific problems are also there. That is, in bones where there are mets in the ribs, scapula, and skull, bone scintigraphy is used rather than whole body MRI. Similarly, in lung nodules less than 6 mm, lung HRCT is required to notify the pulmonary mets less than 6 mm. And in colon carcinoma, MR clonography is preferred rather than whole body MRI. Certain limitations in children are also there, where there is a need to sedate the patient during the examination, as it requires long time, 1 to 1.5 hours. Interpretation is also difficult due to physiological heterogeneity of bone marrow in children. This is a summary of pros and cons. In this test, there is no radiation. It may detect some tumors that would otherwise not be visible. It is relatively time efficient compared to multiple separate coils and is highly sensitive. However, it can lead to false positive results. There is a potential for false negative result, as it cannot detect the lesions in the rib, scapula, sternum. It cannot detect pulmonary nodules less than 6 mm. It is considered an elective test if there is no clear indication. Quite expensive, and and communication with the clinical team regarding findings is required. This is the case of Li-Fraumeni syndrome in which the patient did not undergo follow-up. Initially, whole body MRI scan was done as a screening procedure and there was no mass in the left axilla. A tiny thyroid nodule is noted and this is considered benign. Similarly, a tiny hepatic focus is noted, which is considered a cyst. And a tiny focus is noted in the femur, that is considered an enchondroma, a benign finding. However, this patient did not undergo follow-up examinations, and this led to development of left maxillary mass, along with increase in the size of the thyroid nodules, which on biopsy showed to be bilateral papillary thyroid carcinoma. This case shows the challenges of incidental findings, interval cancers, and reimbursement when performing whole body MRI. Approximately cost of whole body MRI in America ranges from 2,85,000 to 10 lakh approximately. Thank you.